You find yourself stepping quietly into a world that might feel unfamiliar at first. But surprisingly, it is not dark or frightening as you might expect. Instead, it is calm, gentle, and soothing. This is a place where the night stretches out softly, wrapped in the quiet hum of nature and the tender glow of the moonlight filtering through the tall trees. Here, in this tranquil corner, the creatures called vampires dwell. But not the kind of creatures told about in scary stories. These vampires live in harmony with the night, in a way that is peaceful, almost comforting. Imagine for a moment. The air is cool but not cold, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and flowering plants that only bloom when the stars come out. The shadows here are soft, not menacing, as if the darkness itself has wrapped the world in a gentle blanket. The rustling of leaves above is like a whispered lullaby, and every sound, every breath, feels deliberate and serene. These vampires, unlike the ones portrayed in legends full of chaos and terror, are beings who cherish stillness and quiet. They don't roam wildly or hunt with ferocity. Instead, they prefer to sit quietly beneath the ancient trees, watching the stars, listening to the slow dance of the night. For them, the darkness is not a cloak for violence, but a space for reflection and calm. If you listen closely, you can hear the soft, even breaths of one resting nearby, a rhythm steady and unhurried. Their eyes, if you are lucky enough to catch a glimpse, hold a softness, a quiet wisdom gathered from long years of watching nights come and go. There is no hunger in their gaze, only an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to find peace in the moment. Here, time seems to slow. The rush and noise of the day fade far away, replaced by a gentle, unspoken calm. The world feels vast and yet intimate all at once, as if every star overhead is a quiet companion in the darkness. These vampires live not in haste or worry, but with a mindful appreciation for each instant. Theirs is a world where moonlight glimmers like liquid silver on leaves, and the faintest breeze carries stories from faraway places. You realize that, for them, the night is a canvas painted with softness and subtle beauty, not shadows to fear. Perhaps what is most surprising is how much they savor this peaceful existence. They aren't trapped in eternal gloom, but rather freed from the noise of daylight distractions. Their senses awaken to the gentle sounds and smells that most people overlook or rush past. The cool touch of night air, the whisper of a cricket's song, the slow unfolding of a flower that only opens when the sun sleeps. These are the treasures they cherish. You might wonder, how can such creatures, often thought of as symbols of darkness and fear, embody so much calm and warmth? The answer lies in understanding their true nature. Beings who have learned to embrace the quiet and softness of the night, who find joy not in chaos but in stillness. Sitting here with them, you might start to feel your own worries slip away, your breath slow to match the gentle rhythm around you. The world narrows to this moment, and the night's tender embrace wraps you like a soft shawl, inviting you to rest. In this peaceful space, the myths and fears you once held seem distant and strange. Instead, you sense a connection, a shared quietness that crosses the boundary between human and vampire, between day and night, between light and shadow. And so, you begin to understand. These vampires are not monsters lurking to frighten or harm. They are caretakers of a calm realm, keepers of a night filled with wonder and gentle mystery. They live simply, yet richly, in moments of peace, in the stillness of the moonlit world. If you choose to journey further with them, you will discover many more secrets. Not the terrifying ones, but the quiet, beautiful truths hidden in the folds of darkness. These are stories not of fear, but of gentle companionship with the night, of finding calm in the shadows, and of learning to listen to the world when it speaks softly. Would you like to step a little deeper into this quiet world? To hear how these vampires live their nights, the little rituals they cherish, the delicate senses they nurture, and the peaceful joys they find in the world unseen by daylight? Together we can walk softly, listen closely, and uncover the gentle wonders of a night shared with vampires, unlike any you have known before. As the night deepens and the stars shimmer brighter overhead, the world around you becomes a symphony of subtle sounds, each one part of a quiet music that these gentle vampires cherish deeply. This is no ordinary music made by instruments or human voices. Instead, it is the pure, unadorned melody of nature itself. The soft rustling of leaves stirred by a tender breeze, the distant murmur of a stream weaving through the forest, the delicate tapping of a night bird settling into its nest. This natural chorus forms the background soundtrack of their existence, a calming rhythm that soothes both mind and spirit. Imagine sitting beside one of these vampires in a shaded glade, the moonlight casting silvery patterns through the branches. Together, you close your eyes, and the orchestra of the night unfolds. It isn't loud or overwhelming. Rather, it's gentle and intricate, like a whispered secret, meant only for those who take the time to listen. The rustling leaves speak a language of their own, shifting from soft susurrations to brisk shivers as the breeze meanders. Every sound feels alive, imbued with a presence that invites contemplation. This nocturnal music is not meant to fill space with noise, but to create an atmosphere of tranquility, allowing the listener to feel connected to the world in its most natural and serene state. For vampires who have lived through countless nights, this music is a familiar companion. They do not require distraction or entertainment. Instead, they find comfort in the simplicity of the sounds around them. There is a subtle joy in recognizing the patterns of the night. The steady cadence of cricket chirps, the occasional hoot of an owl, the gentle splash of water over stones. These are the notes of a melody that never fades, yet never grows tiresome. In fact, some vampires even consider themselves musicians of this natural symphony. They learn to perceive nuances invisible to most. The faintest change in a wind direction, the almost imperceptible shift in the chorus of frogs, the softening of the night air just before dawn. Their ears, finely attuned to the night's song, pick up layers of sound that humans often miss. It is as if the world's music plays only for them, a private concert beneath the stars. This connection to the night's music goes beyond simple appreciation. It is part of their way of being, a meditation that centers them and calms their minds. When tension or unrest stirs, they seek out these sounds, allowing them to wash over their senses and settle their thoughts. The night's melody becomes a balm, soothing away the weariness that can sometimes shadow eternal life. For you, sitting quietly in this glade, it might be surprising how deeply calming this experience is. Without words or complicated rhythms, the sounds of the night ground you in the present moment. Each rustle, chirp, and splash invites you to breathe more slowly, to feel your heartbeat steady, and to notice the gentle beauty often overlooked during the busy daylight hours. And there is no rush here. The night stretches long and unhurried. Time itself feels different when you listen to the natural symphony, more like a flowing river than a ticking clock. You can choose to sit as long as you like, soaking in the peacefulness, knowing that the night will remain patient and kind. Perhaps this is why vampires, despite their legendary reputations, find such solace in the hours of darkness. The music of the night is their companion, their refuge, and their inspiration. It nurtures them in ways the bright, bustling day cannot. So, if you ever find yourself wandering beneath a moonlit sky, take a moment to pause and listen. You may not see the vampires, but you can hear the gentle symphony they so dearly love. And in doing so, you'll touch a small piece of their peaceful world. a world where the quiet music of nature is the sweetest song of all. One of the most enchanting and often overlooked aspects of the vampire's nocturnal world is the delicate fragrance that seems to envelop them, a scent as subtle and mysterious as the night itself. It is not the harsh or cloying aroma you might expect from myths or legends, but rather a gentle blend of floral and earthy notes, reminiscent of flowers that bloom only under moonlight and soft grasses kissed by the dew. Imagine standing quietly beside a vampire in a moonlit garden where pale blossoms unfurl their petals to greet the night. There is a lightness in the air, a whisper of jasmine mingled with the fresh green scent of moss and wild herbs. This is their natural perfume, a scent that soothes and calms, evoking feelings of comfort rather than fear. Unlike the overpowering smells that might signal danger or decay, this fragrance is refined and almost ethereal. It's as if the very essence of night has been captured in a delicate mist that gently wraps around them, inviting those nearby to relax and breathe deeply. To experience this scent is to be reminded of quiet evenings spent outdoors, where the world feels at peace and full of soft wonder. These subtle aromas are not accidental. Vampires often cultivate their surroundings to enhance this effect, tending to rare nocturnal plants known for their fragrant blossoms and medicinal properties. Flowers like night-blooming cereus, moonflowers, and evening primrose thrive in their gardens, each releasing its scent only when the sun has set. The result is a natural perfume garden that blooms with the fading light. Beyond the plants, there is something intrinsic to the vampires themselves that seems to harmonize with these fragrances. It's as though their very nature has adapted to carry this gentle aroma, a kind of signature scent that blends with the environment and softens the presence of shadows. This subtlety is part of their charm, a quiet invitation to those willing to see beyond the surface of old tales. For the vampires, scent is more than a sensory experience. It is a connection to the living world that continues to thrive around them. The flowers and herbs they nurture symbolize life's persistence even in darkness. Their presence among these scents is a reminder that night, far from being a realm of emptiness, is vibrant and alive in its own quiet way. If you pause and breathe in this delicate perfume, you might find it stirring memories long forgotten, a sense of calm, a moment of stillness, or the simple joy of a cool evening breeze carrying a soft scent. It is a fragrance that invites you to slow down, to appreciate the small wonders hidden in the shadows. So, the next time you imagine a vampire, try to see beyond the cliches of fear and darkness. Picture instead a being wrapped in the gentle aroma of moonlit blossoms and soft herbs, moving through a world alive with quiet beauty. In that scent lies a story of peace, grace, and a night that nurtures rather than terrifies. One of the most remarkable gifts vampires possess is a way of seeing the world that transcends ordinary human vision, a perception shaped by the unique light of night. Their eyes are attuned to nuances invisible in the harsh glare of daylight, allowing them to experience a world softly illuminated by moonbeams and starlight, where colors shimmer differently and shadows reveal gentle secrets. Imagine standing beside a vampire beneath a vast night sky. To you, the world might appear muted and dim, the details blurred in low light. But for them, every leaf, every blade of grass, and every ripple on the surface of a nearby pond glows with a subtle, almost magical luminescence. The world is painted in shades of silver, blue, and deep indigo, creating a palette that feels both calming and mysterious. Their eyes do not simply detect light. They translate it into a soothing symphony of forms and textures. This vision brings the night to life in ways most cannot imagine. A delicate spider's web sparkles like woven glass. Dewdrops refract starlight into tiny rainbows, and the silhouettes of trees stand out in graceful relief against the velvet sky. This heightened night vision also enables vampires to notice movements that are invisible to the average observer. A fluttering moth, a scurrying mouse, or a falling leaf all become clear and purposeful in the stillness of the dark. It's as if the night itself speaks to them in a language of light and shadow, and their eyes are the fluent interpreters. But this gift is not merely practical. It colors their experience of the world with wonder and tranquility. The night becomes a place of delicate beauty, where the interplay of darkness and light reveals quiet marvels. It encourages a mindful presence, inviting vampires to move slowly and observe deeply. Unlike the glaring sun that can feel harsh and unforgiving, the moon's glow is soft and forgiving. It bathes everything in a gentle embrace, encouraging patience and calm. This visual serenity reflects the vampire's own nature, a quiet existence lived in harmony with the rhythms of night. For humans, night vision is often associated with danger or mystery, but for vampires, it is a window to a peaceful realm, rich with detail and nuance. It is a way to connect intimately with the world's quieter moments, to find beauty where others might see only darkness. If you were to experience the night through a vampire's eyes, you might feel a newfound appreciation for the world's subtleties, the delicate dance of shadows, the gentle glow of distant stars, and the peaceful silence that accompanies the soft light. This vision invites you to see not only the night, but also the calm that lives within it. So, the next time you find yourself in the stillness of a moonlit evening, remember that there is more to see than meets the eye. There is a world shimmering quietly, waiting for those who choose to look with patience and wonder. For vampires, this world is home, a sanctuary of soft light and gentle beauty. One of the quietest, most comforting rituals in a vampire's nightly life is the art of brewing and savoring tea, a practice that transcends mere refreshment to become a ceremony of peace and mindfulness. Unlike the hurried caffeine fixes of the daytime world, the tea ritual embraced by vampires is slow, deliberate, and infused with a reverence for the calm that the night offers. Picture a small, dimly lit room, or perhaps a serene garden nook where the moonlight filters softly through leaves or window panes. Here, a vampire prepares tea not from common blends, but from special herbs and flowers that only reveal their flavors after sundown. These nocturnal botanicals, such as lavender, chamomile, or night-blooming jasmine, offer delicate aromas and soothing qualities, perfectly attuned to the quiet rhythm of the night. The preparation itself is a gentle, almost meditative process. Water is warmed carefully to just the right temperature, the herbs steeped for the perfect moment to release their subtle essences without bitterness. Each movement, the slow pouring of water, the soft clink of the teacup, the fragrant steam curling upwards, is performed with intention and grace. For vampires, tea is more than a drink. It is a pause, a moment to slow time and tune into the present. As they cradle the warm cup, the heat seeps into their hands, grounding them in a world that often feels both endless and ever-changing. The first sip offers a comforting embrace, a whisper of calm that settles their senses and refreshes their spirit. This ritual also serves as a form of quiet communion with nature. The herbs used are carefully chosen, not just for taste, but for their gentle healing properties, balancing the energies of the body and mind, easing tension, and fostering a sense of harmony. In the stillness of the night, these natural infusions become allies in nurturing peace. Many vampires have learned the art of tea-making over centuries, passing down recipes and rituals through generations. The ceremony varies from one individual to another, but the essence remains the same, a sacred act of slowing down, honoring the night, and finding solace in simple, mindful pleasures. You might imagine joining a vampire in this ritual, sitting quietly side by side as the world outside remains hushed and still. The scent of brewed herbs mingles with the cool night air, creating a space where worries fade and tranquility takes hold. In this shared moment, words may be few, but the connection is deep and warm. This appreciation for tea and its calming effects reflects a broader theme in the lives of these nocturnal beings. A yearning for balance and serenity amid an existence often misunderstood. Their nights are not filled with restless hunger or chaos, but with moments of gentle care and quiet reflection. So, the next time you sip a cup of tea in the evening, remember that somewhere in the soft shadows of the night, there may be others who treasure this simple ritual just as much, finding in it a touchstone of peace, a small beacon of light in the darkness. In the quiet corners of their nocturnal world, vampires often share their lives with small, gentle companions, creatures who thrive in the calm of night and offer warmth without demands or noise. Unlike the fierce familiars of old legends, these pets are tender friends who provide quiet company and comfort amid the stillness of darkness. Imagine a vampire's garden or home bathed in moonlight, where soft-footed cats with silken fur curl lazily on windowsills, their eyes gleaming like tiny lanterns. Perhaps a sleek black cat weaves between shadows with graceful ease, or a small owl perches silently on a branch, watching the night unfold with wide, observant eyes. These animals do not draw attention or make grand gestures. They simply exist as calm, steady presences. The bond between vampire and pet is one of mutual respect and gentle affection. These companions understand the rhythms of their nocturnal owners and adapt to their quiet ways. They share the stillness, the soft sounds, and the gentle light, offering comfort without intrusion. In return, the vampire provides protection, care, and a space of peace. Pets also help bridge the gap between the vampire's world and the living world outside. Their presence brings a softness to the night, a reminder that life continues even in shadows. The subtle movements of a small creature, the warmth of a gentle purr, or the quiet flutter of wings become anchors of calm and connection. In many ways, these animals embody the same quiet beauty the vampires cherish. Creatures of the night who move with grace and patience, who find joy in simple pleasures like a moonbeam's glow or a cool breeze. Their companionship is a living thread, woven through the tapestry of the vampire's peaceful existence. For a vampire, the presence of a beloved pet can transform solitude into companionship without words or fuss. It is a relationship that nourishes the heart and enriches the quiet nights with subtle joy. Watching a small creature explore the gentle world around them reminds the vampire of the delicate balance of life. Fragile, fleeting, and precious. You might picture yourself sitting alongside a vampire and their serene feline friend beneath the soft glow of stars, feeling the calm that radiates from their shared silence. No words are needed here, only the simple comfort of presence, the quiet assurance that you are not alone. In this way, pets become more than just animals. They are fellow travelers through the night's gentle landscape, companions who understand and share the quiet rhythms that define the vampire's world. So next time you think of vampires, remember these tender bonds, the silent friendships and the soft footsteps that follow them through moonlit gardens and peaceful rooms. Here lies another layer of their hidden life, one filled with gentle affection and quiet grace. One of the gentlest and most captivating traits of these peaceful vampires is their smile and the warmth in their voice, qualities often overshadowed by myths of coldness and menace. When they smile, it's not a sharp, predatory grin, but a soft curve that carries kindness and quiet reassurance. Their laughter is a gentle melody, not a chilling echo. Imagine sitting beside a vampire under a moonlit sky, sharing stories or silent moments. When they speak, their voice flows smoothly, calm and soothing like a gentle stream. It invites trust rather than fear, This voice, rich with years of experience and understanding, wraps around you like a comforting blanket, encouraging openness and calm. Their smiles reach their eyes, lighting them with a subtle glow that reflects the serenity of their souls. These expressions are rare treasures, glimpses of a being who has learned patience and compassion through the long passage of time. They smile not because of fleeting pleasures, but from a deep appreciation of quiet joys and meaningful connections. Contrary to popular belief, these vampires do not communicate with harshness or anger. Their conversations are measured and thoughtful, often filled with gentle humor and soft wisdom. When they laugh, it is a delicate sound that blends seamlessly with the night's peaceful chorus. This warmth in voice and smile reflects their true nature, a longing for harmony rather than conflict. They seek to comfort, to share calm, and to offer companionship to those who venture into their quiet world. Their mannerisms invite others to relax, to feel safe, and to open their hearts without hesitation. If you were to spend time in their presence, you would notice how this kindness affects the atmosphere around them. Tension eases, worries soften, and a gentle peace settles in the space shared. Their smile is a silent promise of understanding and acceptance, a beacon of light amid the shadows. In a world often marked by fear and misunderstanding, these vampires remind us that beneath legends lie beings capable of warmth and tenderness. Their smiles and voices speak of a deeper truth, one where darkness is not synonymous with danger, but with quiet grace. So, the next time you imagine a vampire, try to picture that soft smile, the calm voice, and the gentle laughter. See beyond the myths, and you'll find a presence that comforts and connects. A living invitation to embrace the night's peaceful beauty. One of the most treasured traditions among these gentle vampires is the sharing of stories by candlelight, a ritual that transforms the quiet darkness into a warm sanctuary of connection and reflection. Unlike the dramatic and terrifying tales often associated with their kind, the stories told here are soft-spoken, thoughtful, and designed to soothe the soul rather than to startle the mind. Picture a small circle gathered in a cozy room, where flickering candle flames cast dancing shadows on the walls. The air is filled not with tension, but with a comforting stillness that invites listening and quiet conversation. Here, vampires take turns recounting tales, stories of peaceful moments, of the gentle beauty found in the world, and of memories that celebrate kindness, resilience, and hope. These stories are often personal reflections or gentle lessons learned over centuries. They speak of starry nights and forgotten villages, of gardens blooming in secret places, or of moments when the simple act of kindness changed the course of a long life. The tone is calm, the pacing deliberate, allowing each word to settle softly in the minds and hearts of listeners. The act of storytelling serves multiple purposes. It connects the vampires across time and space, weaving a shared tapestry of experience and wisdom. It also nurtures empathy, reminding them of the joys and sorrows that make life rich and meaningful. Most importantly, it fosters a sense of community, a quiet gathering where everyone is seen, heard, and valued. In these moments, the flickering candlelight becomes a symbol of enduring warmth and hope amid the darkness. The stories told are not meant to frighten or dominate, but to comfort and inspire. They are an affirmation that even in shadows, there is light to be found, a light born from memory, love, and the simple act of sharing. If you had the chance to join such a gathering, you would feel the gentle power of these stories seep into your being. The voices, soft and steady, would wrap around you like a warm shawl, inviting you to relax and open your heart. You might find yourself reflecting on your own quiet moments, your own small joys, and the beauty hidden in everyday life. This tradition of candlelit storytelling reveals another side of the vampire's nature, a deep appreciation for narrative as a way to heal, to connect, and to find peace. It is a reminder that stories hold power not just to entertain, but to comfort and unite. So, whenever you think of vampires and their nights, remember this gentle ritual. Beneath the quiet glow of candlelight, in the soft murmur of shared voices, lies a world rich with warmth, understanding, and the timeless art of storytelling. In the gentle rhythm of their nightly lives, vampires develop a unique and tender relationship with the interplay of light and shadow, a dance that fills the natural world with subtle wonders. Unlike the harsh contrast of daylight, night offers them a softly woven tapestry, where light and dark coexist in harmony, each enhancing the other's beauty. Imagine walking alongside a vampire as the moon rises high, casting a silver glow over the landscape. The shadows beneath the trees do not feel ominous or threatening. Instead, they form delicate patterns that shift and flow like living artwork. Light spills through leaves in dappled pools, gently illuminating petals, grasses, and stones with an ethereal glow. The scene invites a slow and mindful appreciation, encouraging every step to be taken with care and calm. For vampires, this relationship with light and darkness is a source of comfort and joy. The night is not merely an absence of sun, but a canvas where subtle details emerge. Shapes soften, colors deepen, and textures reveal themselves in new ways. This quiet world of nuanced contrast offers endless fascination and peace. The balance between light and shadow also shapes their experience of nature. They find beauty in the way a pale flower opens only under moonlight, or how a small insect's wings catch the glow of distant stars. The gentle luminescence of fireflies, the soft gleam of a spider's web, and the shimmering surface of a quiet pond all speak to a night alive with delicate magic. This interplay encourages vampires to slow down and savor moments often missed by those who live only in daylight. It is a reminder that there is richness in subtlety, and that not all illumination needs to be bright to be meaningful. Moreover, the blending of light and shadow mirrors the vampire's own existence. Beings who straddle the line between worlds, between life and legend, between solitude and connection. Their comfort in this balance reflects their acceptance of complexity and nuance in themselves and their surroundings. If you were to share a nighttime walk with a vampire, you might find yourself drawn into this serene appreciation. Your eyes would begin to notice the fine details, the silvery edges of leaves, the soft flicker of distant lights, the quiet shimmer of dew. You would sense a calm deepening within, a slow unfolding of peace carried on the delicate dance of shadows and light. In this way, the night becomes more than just a time. It becomes a presence, a companion, a source of endless gentle wonder. For vampires, it is home, a place where the interplay of darkness and light offers a refuge, a space for rest, and a wellspring of quiet joy. So next time you step outside under a moonlit sky, take a moment to look closely. See how the shadows and light embrace one another, creating a quiet world rich with beauty. In that embrace lies the heart of the vampire's peaceful night. One of the most unexpected aspects of a vampire's nocturnal life is their gentle approach to fashion. Not the dramatic, heavy cloaks of legend, but soft, flowing garments that move like whispers through the night. Their clothing is designed not to intimidate, but to reflect the calm elegance and quiet grace they embody. Picture a vampire preparing for an evening under the stars, choosing robes and tunics made of delicate fabrics, silks that catch the moonlight with a subtle shimmer, linens that breathe with every movement, and velvets so soft they seem to melt into shadows. The colors are muted and harmonious: deep blues, gentle grays, soft blacks, and touches of silver or pearl that echo the tones of the night itself. These garments flow effortlessly, allowing freedom of movement and inviting a relaxed posture. They are unburdened by heavy armor or sharp edges, embodying instead a sense of ease and refinement. Each piece is carefully selected or crafted to complement the wearer's presence, enhancing their connection with the quiet world they inhabit. The textures and designs often draw inspiration from nature: the curve of a leaf, the ripple of water, the soft petals of a night-blooming flower. Embroideries might trace delicate patterns of vines or stars, subtle and intricate, visible only when the light catches them just right. This choice of attire speaks volumes about the vampire's philosophy. They value comfort and subtle beauty over spectacle, and their clothing becomes an extension of their peaceful existence. Rather than signaling power through harshness or spectacle, they express their identity through gentle elegance and thoughtful simplicity. Moreover, these garments serve practical purposes. Soft fabrics allow the vampire to move silently, blending seamlessly with the night. Breathable materials help regulate their unique physiology, and flowing lines prevent any sense of constraint or tension. In many ways, their clothing is a form of meditation, a way to honor the night and their own bodies with care and respect. Each piece chosen or worn becomes part of a ritual, a mindful act that grounds them and connects them to the world around them. If you were to see a vampire dressed in this way, you might be struck not by a sense of fear or danger, but by a serene beauty that invites calm and curiosity. Their attire would speak of timelessness, grace, and an embrace of the gentle rhythms of night. So, when next you picture a vampire, imagine not a figure cloaked in darkness for intimidation, but one dressed in soft fabrics that ripple like moonlight on water. A being wrapped in the quiet elegance of the night, moving with peaceful purpose through the shadows. Among the many serene qualities that define the life of a vampire is their enduring love of knowledge, an endless curiosity that stretches across centuries and cultures. Unlike the frantic pace of modern life, their pursuit of learning is gentle, patient, and deeply rewarding, a quiet passion that fills their nights with purpose and calm. Imagine a vampire nestled in a cozy corner of a vast library, the air rich with the scent of aged paper and polished wood. Here, surrounded by books that span the breadth of human history and imagination, they lose themselves in the delicate dance of words and ideas. The glow of candlelight flickers softly, casting warm shadows that invite reflection and discovery. For vampires, books are more than mere objects. They are gateways to understanding, connections to the lives and thoughts of countless souls. They savor the tactile pleasure of turning a page, the subtle rustle of paper, and the comforting weight of knowledge held in their hands. Their interests are wide and varied, often focusing on subjects that mirror their own contemplative existence. The mysteries of nature, the evolution of art, the rhythms of history, and the philosophies that shape human understanding. They delight in the stories behind stars and plants, the symbolism in ancient paintings, and the lessons woven into folk tales from distant lands. This pursuit of wisdom is a slow and mindful journey. Vampires do not rush through books. They savor each sentence, pausing to ponder, to imagine, to absorb. Their reading is a form of meditation, a way to deepen their connection to the world and to themselves. In addition to reading, many vampires engage in quiet study, learning languages lost to time, mastering musical instruments that sing with the night's voice, or practicing calligraphy that turns words into art. These activities enrich their lives with beauty and meaning, turning their long existence into a tapestry woven with learning and creativity. Their devotion to knowledge also fosters a deep empathy. Understanding the breadth of human experience allows vampires to relate to others with kindness and insight, bridging the gap between their eternal life and the fleeting moments of those around them. If you were to join a vampire in their study, you would sense the stillness and reverence that fills the room. Their presence is calm and focused, inviting you to slow your own pace and find joy in quiet discovery. Together, you might explore the pages of a book, share insights, or simply sit in companionable silence, surrounded by the wisdom of ages. This love of learning reflects a broader truth about vampires. They are not mere shadows of fear, but seekers of beauty, understanding, and connection. Their nights are filled with gentle curiosity and the serene pleasure of knowledge pursued with care. So, when you think of vampires, remember their quiet libraries and the soft rustle of pages turned in the stillness of night, a testament to minds alive and hearts open, illuminated not by flame, but by the light of wisdom. One of the more surprising aspects of vampire existence is how they carry the weight of memory. Not as a burden, but as a gentle reservoir of experience that shapes their calm and compassionate nature. Unlike the endless, haunting recollections that might be imagined, their memories are handled with grace and balance, allowing them to live lightly and peacefully, despite their long lives. Imagine a vampire sitting quietly beneath the stars, eyes reflecting the infinite sky as they recall moments from centuries past. These memories come not as overwhelming floods, but as softly glowing fragments, like fireflies flickering gently in the dark, each holding its own significance and emotion. They do not cling to pain or sorrow, but allow the past to inform their wisdom without defining their present. Their remarkable capacity to remember serves as a source of strength rather than sorrow. They have witnessed the unfolding of history, the changing of seasons, and the rise and fall of civilizations. Yet they remain anchored in the here and now, finding peace in the flow of time rather than resisting it. This balance is maintained through a mindful approach to memory. Vampires learn to recognize when to hold close a cherished moment and when to release what no longer serves them. Like a gardener tending a perennial bed, they prune and nurture their recollections to cultivate inner harmony. Such wisdom allows them to approach life with empathy and patience. Having seen the full arc of joys and challenges, they understand the fleeting nature of both pain and happiness. This perspective encourages a gentle kindness toward themselves and others, fostering compassion over judgment. If you were to listen to a vampire recount a story from their long past, you would hear not bitterness or regret, but a calm reflection, a sharing of insight gleaned from experience. Their voice would carry the warmth of acceptance and the serenity that comes from embracing life's impermanence. This relationship with memory also enriches their connections with others. They remember faces, voices, and stories, weaving bonds that transcend time and distance. Yet they do so without attachment that weighs down the spirit, choosing instead to celebrate each encounter as a precious, momentary gift. In this way, vampires embody a profound lesson in living lightly with memory, holding the past with reverence, but stepping forward with openness. Their long lives teach them that peace comes not from forgetting, but from embracing memory with grace. So, when you think of vampires, envision beings who carry centuries within them, not as chains but as lanterns, illuminating a path of calm understanding and gentle wisdom through the night. Among the quieter and more heartening aspects of a vampire's existence are the friendships they build with humans, relationships that defy the dark tales and show a side of vampires often overlooked, that of gentle companionship and sincere connection. Imagine a tranquil evening where a vampire and a human sit side by side, sharing stories and laughter beneath a sky full of stars. There is no fear or tension here, only a calm understanding that bridges their different worlds. These friendships are not forged through supernatural power or intimidation, but through kindness, respect, and shared moments of quiet joy. Vampires who choose friendship with humans often do so with great care. They seek bonds that nourish their spirit and allow for genuine exchange, free from the shadows of mistrust or fear. In return, humans find in these friendships a rare presence, someone who listens deeply, offers wisdom born of centuries, and radiates a soothing calm. Such relationships unfold slowly, with patience and openness. They thrive on shared experiences, a walk beneath the moon, a quiet conversation about the stars, or a simple cup of tea savored in companionable silence. These moments become treasures, strengthening the bond without the need for grand gestures or dramatic declarations. The human friends of vampires often come to understand the true nature of these beings, a nature far removed from the monstrous caricatures of legend. They witness the vampire's capacity for empathy, their thoughtful gentleness, and their desire to protect and cherish those they care about. In turn, vampires appreciate the vitality and warmth humans bring to their lives. Despite the differences in lifespan and experience, the connection is marked by mutual respect and a shared appreciation for the fleeting beauty of each moment. If you were to witness such a friendship, you might be moved by its quiet depth, the way two very different beings can find common ground in kindness and presence. It is a reminder that connection transcends fear, that understanding can blossom in the most unexpected places. These friendships are a testament to the vampire's longing, not for isolation, but for meaningful relationships, however rare or fleeting. They are a gentle affirmation that even in darkness, light can be found in the company of others. So, when you imagine vampires, remember the quiet bonds they form with humans, the friendships that defy myths and bring warmth to the cool embrace of night. In these connections lies a beautiful truth, that companionship and kindness can bridge worlds and soothe even the most ancient of hearts. A surprising and tender pastime cherished by vampires is the cultivation of nocturnal gardens, a practice that transforms the darkness into a living tapestry of gentle life and beauty. Unlike the vibrant, sun-soaked gardens of daytime, these midnight sanctuaries bloom with plants and flowers that awaken only under the soft glow of moonlight, their delicate forms thriving in the cool embrace of night. Imagine a quiet garden bathed in silver light, where night-blooming jasmine releases its sweet fragrance, and moonflowers unfurl their pale petals with slow grace. The air is filled with subtle scents and the soft rustle of leaves as a gentle breeze caresses this hidden paradise. Here vampires tend to their plants with care and reverence, nurturing life in a world often misunderstood as barren or lifeless. Gardening in the night requires patience and a deep understanding of nature's rhythms. Vampires learn the unique needs of nocturnal plants, the timing of their blooms, the softness of their leaves, and the specific conditions that encourage their growth. Through this attentive care, they foster a living sanctuary that reflects their own peaceful existence. This connection to the earth and its quiet wonders brings a profound sense of fulfillment. It is a reminder that life persists and flourishes even in shadows, that beauty can be found in unexpected places. The garden becomes a symbol of hope and renewal, a space where the delicate balance of night nurtures growth and calm. For vampires, gardening is also a meditative act. The slow, deliberate movements required to tend to plants encourage mindfulness and presence. Each seed planted, each leaf pruned, becomes an opportunity to connect with the earth and the gentle passage of time. If you were to wander through such a garden with a vampire, you might feel the peaceful energy that infuses the space. The quiet beauty of the blooms and the soft rustling of leaves create an atmosphere of calm and wonder. You would see the night not as a void, but as a vibrant world filled with life and possibility. These nocturnal gardens reveal another facet of the vampire's hidden life, a devotion to care, growth, and the celebration of quiet beauty. They stand as living proof that even in darkness, there is life, love, and gentle magic. So when you think of vampires, picture them among moonlit blossoms and whispering leaves, tending gardens that bloom with the soft light of night, a tender testament to their enduring connection with the natural world and their own serene spirits. Amid the gentle flow of night, vampires have cultivated a unique practice of rest. a ritual distinct from human sleep, but equally vital for renewal. Unlike the deep, unconscious slumber of daylight hours, their periods of rest are moments of quiet rejuvenation, often taken in soft, filtered light that soothes rather than startles. Imagine a vampire retreating to a peaceful chamber or a secluded garden nook just as the moon reaches its zenith. There, surrounded by the gentle rustling of leaves or the soft flicker of candlelight, they settle into a state of restful calm. Their eyes close slowly, not in exhaustion, but in deliberate relaxation, allowing their minds and bodies to renew in harmony with the night. This resting period is not marked by the tossing and turning common to humans, but by a deep stillness. An intentional pause that replenishes energy and sharpens the senses. It is a practice of mindfulness where the vampire tunes into their own rhythms, breathing slowly and evenly, releasing tension with each exhale. Often, this rest is accompanied by subtle rituals, soft music playing in the background, a cup of cooling herbal infusion nearby, or the gentle scent of lavender and chamomile wafting through the air. These elements create an environment that encourages tranquility and ease, supporting the natural cycles of their unique physiology. The vampire's rest is flexible, adapting to the needs of the individual and the rhythms of the night. Sometimes brief and refreshing, other times longer and more profound, it is a cornerstone of their ability to move gracefully through the hours until dawn. For those who share these moments, the experience is deeply peaceful, a chance to slow the world, to breathe with quiet intention, and to find balance amid the passing shadows. It is a form of self-care that honors both the body and the spirit, nurturing longevity and calm. This gentle approach to rest reflects the broader theme of vampire life, a commitment to harmony and mindfulness in every aspect of existence. It is not merely survival, but a way to flourish in the stillness, embracing the night's gifts with grace. So, when you picture a vampire's night, remember this tender ritual of rest, a soft retreat into calm and renewal that sustains their serene journey through time and darkness. As the night draws to a close and the first pale hints of dawn begin to touch the horizon, the vampire's journey becomes one of seeking peace and simple joys, quiet celebrations of life's gentle moments that sustain their long existence. This pursuit is not grand or ostentatious, but deeply personal and rooted in an appreciation for the small wonders often overlooked in the rush of daylight. Imagine a vampire standing at the edge of a forest clearing, watching as the sky lightens with soft pastels, pink, lavender, and gold blending seamlessly. They breathe in the cool, fresh air, feeling a profound gratitude for the stillness and the beauty that accompanies the transition from night to day. This moment, fleeting and tender, is a precious gift. Their search for peace extends beyond this daily ritual to include the little pleasures that weave meaning into their existence. The gentle hum of a distant brook, the delicate taste of a rare herb, the soothing sound of rustling leaves, all become sources of joy and contentment. These are not dramatic or noisy delights, but quiet treasures that nourish the soul. This quest for serenity is also reflected in their interactions with others, friends, pets, the natural world. They seek connection that is gentle, authentic, and grounding, valuing presence over possession and kindness over conquest. Their long lives have taught them the importance of these humble, sustaining joys. The vampire's path is one of continuous discovery, finding peace in the ordinary, delight in the subtle, and meaning in moments of stillness. It is a reminder that life's richness often lies not in grand achievements, but in the quiet embrace of day-to-day wonders. If you were to walk this path with a vampire, you might learn to slow your own pace, to notice the gentle rhythms around you, and to savor the simple pleasures that bring calm and happiness. Together, you would share an understanding that peace is not a distant goal, but a state nurtured in the present. So, as the night ends and the world awakens, remember the vampire's journey, a tender search for balance and joy through the gentle gifts of darkness and light. Their story is one of calm endurance, quiet beauty, and the enduring power of small, meaningful moments